Donovan Tizzy is charged that he, on or about the 10th day of March 2010, in the city of Toronto, did assault causing bodily harm Amber Williams.
Take the whole scenario and imagine it as if it's real, because these kind of scenarios are definitely possible.
Donovan Tizzy, how do you plead to this charge? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Donovan Tizzy is charged that he, on or about the 10th day of March 2010, in the city of Toronto, did rob Amber Williams, contrary to Section 343A of the Criminal Code. Donovan Tizzy, how do you plead to this charge? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
You know, participating in this mock trial, it's not my first mock trial, actually. I've done several tournaments and stuff, but it's quite an experience, and it's something that, you know, I really like doing, and it's really fun.
Thank you. All right, is the Crown ready to begin its case?
Sometimes things will happen that are very unexpected in a courtroom, and witnesses will say things that you didn't think they were going to say, and it's always wonderful to watch students be able to think on their feet and to be able to deal with that in the proper fashion.
Do you swear that the evidence you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Stay calm. That's it. Stay calm and keep your poise. I'm just a man that's trying to stay out of trouble, get my scholarships, and get into post-secondary.
And have you had any previous convictions?
Yes, 18 months ago.
And how do you feel about these past convictions?
I feel ashamed.
It's not about winning. You know, there's always that temptation. It is competitive and it is fun to win, and it really isn't about who wins the case. It's about justice being served.
I started doing mock trials early in my career because I felt that it would be a much more interesting way for students to learn about court procedure than just to read about it in a book.
Order in the court, all rise please.
And they have to work together, they have to learn about the law, they have to understand how to apply the facts to the law, and then how to develop questions. So it's a really good use of their analytical skills. One of the most important things about a mock trial experience is that it teaches students how to solve disputes in a civil manner.
And today I'll be asking Mr. Wong a couple questions.
Morning.
Mr. Wong, you are the youth leader at the local rec center, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And therefore you do know Mr. Donovan Tizzy quite well, don't you?
Yeah, I do know him.
Mr. Tizzy plays
My
basketball.
favorite thing about participating today and in the mock trials is being able to sort of play the role of a lawyer. I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
Your Honor, Donovan Tizzy is charged with robbery and assault causing bodily harm.
There is strategy involved, there is logic involved, and so and there's lots of communication involved. So there's a whole range of things that you need to be good at to be a good lawyer.
Normally I'm not a person who does presentations. I normally freeze up, but in the mock trial it's different. You're talking to a witness and presenting in front of a judge. It's not like you have a whole classroom of people looking at you, so it's surprisingly easy.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Lau, first initial M, and these are my colleagues from the Crown. This is Martinson's, first initial P, Bozis, first initial J.
I think my favorite part of the mock trial experience was all of the teamwork that we put in.
Not a single one of us could have done this on our own. Although we each have our individual roles, everybody sort of helps everybody in figuring out what to say and what questions to ask.
You need to know how to be a good team player and when to step up and when to step back.
Often what you come up with as a team is fantastic. It's really good, and that's what you should be really proud of once you're done.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Sultan, first initial S, and these are my colleagues from the defense. This is Cole, first initial S.
If teachers are concerned about starting a mock trial, I understand that. The first thing that I do is look at the resources in my community, and I will usually get in touch with OJEN, the Ontario Justice Education Network, and find out about lawyers who are willing to volunteer in my school.
I was actually kind of scared of lawyers and judges because I thought they were just very powerful people. I was just kind of intimidated.
Well, there's always that stereotype that lawyers are sort of like sharks, I guess, but when I met a bunch of different lawyers and a bunch of different judges, that impression goes away immediately. They're very willing to help you.
Lawyers have come in to demonstrate objections, to demonstrate how to do a cross-examination, a direct examination. They'll coach students, and I have found the legal community to be incredibly generous with their time.
Objection, Your Honor.
And what is the basis for your objection?
The evidence is hearsay.
All right, any response?
Yes, Your Honor. This is
basically part of the narrative as to why Donovan Tizzy is a suspect.
They would debrief and tell us what we did right, what we did wrong, and if we had any questions, we'd ask them.
I met Mr. O'Connor. I'll remember his name because he was the first legitimate lawyer who crossed me as practice, and he completely destroyed me. I was ripped to shreds. It was an unbelievable experience. But then afterwards, like, yeah, I tried to fight back first, obviously, but, you know, I was simply outclassed. And then he would, afterwards, like, I'm, like, really, like, scared of this guy. Like, whoa, like, you just, like, totally destroyed me. I don't want to do anything. But afterwards, he was so nice. So, okay, next time you did great here, but this is what you want to do next time. And he was just, it's kind of like smoke and mirrors. It's just suddenly, like, a switch, and he's just a completely different guy.
What were you doing on the evening of March 10th?
What I'm usually doing during the weekdays. I was working.
And did you speak to Donovan that evening?
Yes, I did.
And what time did you speak to him?
You know, I'm not 100% sure, but it had to be.
It's really not as scary as it looks. Focus on the one thing you're meant to do, and you know, ask for help. Don't worry, like, don't try and do it all yourself. Ask for help from your teacher, from lawyers, from other friends, and just have fun with it.
As student lawyers, it's so much fun when students are coming up to you and they're so excited because they think they came up with an angle that maybe nobody else came up with. And I just think it's a wonderful experience. It does take time, but as all teachers know, everything in teaching takes time.
All rise, please. Court is recessed.
Once you've done the pre-planning, you know, you have about 10 classes in a row that will fold out in front of you, and you can really focus on just interacting with the students.
Well, my colleagues for the mock trial, we kind of became friends. I didn't really know them at first, and then we kind of bonded, so we were like a little law family.
I think that brought us closer, not just as classmates, but as friends as well, and it was awesome.
Oh, I had so much fun. I think I'm probably going to end up going to law school. I haven't quite decided, but because of this, it's definitely influenced me, and I think that might be where I'm headed now.
It's experience that you have to do yourself, and if you have doubts, just forget them. You're gonna have a lot of fun doing it the first time, and you're gonna end up coming back just like I did.